Have you ever walked through a park early in the morning and spotted someone in their late 70s moving with energy, eyes bright, posture tall, and thought to yourself, what's their secret? It's a powerful question, and one I've asked countless times in my 10 years working with older adults. I've seen people in their 80s who still cook their meals, take walks every day, and challenge me to a game of chess, and I've seen others in their 60s already give up on life, plagued by fatigue, illness, and disconnection. So what makes the difference? Is it genetics? Money? Just plain luck? I used to think so until I met Harold. He was 83, full of jokes, and never missed his 6 a.m. walk. When I asked him what kept him so vibrant, he leaned in, smiled, and said, "There's no secret. I just never stopped living." My friend slowed down. I kept going. And that moment changed something in me. Because what Harold did, his small daily choices, lined up exactly with what the science now confirms, that aging well isn't a mystery. It's a habit. Research from Harvard University shows that people who adopt just 5 specific habits can live more than a decade longer than their peers, and not just longer, but better. These 5 golden habits dramatically reduce the risk of heart disease, diabetes, and cognitive decline, all while enhancing your energy, mood, independence, and sense of joy. The best part? They're simple. You don't need a gym membership or expensive supplements. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to start. That's why in today's video, I'm going to walk you through these 5 life-changing habits I've personally seen transform the lives of seniors in real time. We'll cover everything from the power of movement, to the fuel you put in your body, to the single mental activity that can keep your mind sharp well into your 90s. And make sure you stay with me until the end, because habit number 5 is something most people overlook, but it might just be the key to turning your golden years into your most powerful chapter yet. In fact, studies have shown it to be more predictive of longevity than even diet or exercise. So if you're watching this and thinking, is it too late for me? Let me be the first to tell you, no, it's not. I've worked with seniors who started their transformation at 75, 80, even 90, and you know what? It worked. They felt better, moved better, slept better, and lived fuller lives, all because they decided to take that first small step. If this message speaks to you, if you're ready to claim your health and energy back, I invite you, right now, to hit that like button. It helps the algorithm share this video with more people who need it. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, because I post videos just like this to help you live stronger, longer, and happier. Also, I want to hear from you. Comment below with the word "ready" if you're committed to aging on your terms. Or comment "restarting" if you've gotten off track and want to start again. Your story might just be the encouragement someone else needs today. Now, as we dive in, let me say this. I'm not here to sell you unrealistic promises or trendy fads. I'm here to give you real tools, backed by science and lived by experience. So, where do we begin? We begin where Harold did, with your feet. Because the first golden habit that can change the way you age is one that's always available, completely free, and backed by decades of research. It's the humble, powerful act of walking. Not power walking, not sprinting, just walking. When done consistently, walking can lower your risk of heart disease by up to 40%, stabilize your blood sugar, support brain function, reduce inflammation, and release endorphins that instantly lift your mood. But beyond the numbers, walking is a daily reminder that you are still moving forward, still in charge of your life. It's an act of self-respect and hope. And I believe that if more people understood what walking truly does for their body and mind, they would never let a day go by without taking that step. So take a breath, lace up your shoes, because your journey toward healthier, more powerful aging starts here with step number 1. Habit 1. Take regular walks. Have you ever noticed how some people in their 70s and 80s still move with grace, walking tall, breathing deeply, and carrying themselves with strength and calm? While others their age struggle just to get up from a chair, these individuals walk as if time has slowed for them. It's not just inspiring, it's revealing. What if I told you that this one habit, walking, could be one of the most powerful ways to reclaim your body, mind, and spirit as you age? As someone who's spent over a decade working with older adults, I've seen walking transform people's lives in ways that pills and procedures simply can't. I remember a woman named Dorothy. She was 79, dealing with joint stiffness, low energy, and mild depression. When I first met her, she said, "Doctor, I just feel stuck." But instead of giving her more medication, we started with something deceptively simple, a 10-minute walk around her block every morning. 6 months later, she was walking 30 minutes a day, lost 12 pounds, her blood pressure normalized, and most importantly, she smiled again. She said, "I feel like I'm back in motion in life." Science confirms what Dorothy's story shows us. Walking isn't just movement, it's medicine. According to Harvard Medical School, regular walking can lower your risk of heart disease by up to 40%. Just let that sink in. 40%. It also reduces the risk of stroke, improves cholesterol levels, strengthens your bones, and helps prevent type 2 diabetes and obesity. Walking supports healthy blood circulation, aids digestion, and helps regulate blood sugar levels, essential benefits as we get older. But the true magic of walking goes beyond the physical. When you walk, your body releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that naturally reduce stress and elevate your mood. That's not just theory, it's neurochemistry. People who walk regularly experience less anxiety, better sleep, and improved cognitive performance. That's why walking is often recommended as part of treatment plans for depression and even early memory loss. And let's talk about your brain. Many people don't realize that walking literally fuels your brain. It increases blood flow to the hippocampus, the part of your brain responsible for memory and learning. A study by the National Institute on Aging found that older adults who walked daily showed slower rates of cognitive decline than those who didn't. Think about that. Every step you take is a step toward protecting your mind. And the best part? Walking is accessible. You don't need a gym membership, fancy shoes, or perfect weather. You just need a safe space, a few minutes, and the willingness to begin. Even 5 minutes a day can make a difference. And if walking alone feels boring, turn it into something joyful. Listen to music. Call a friend. Walk with your spouse or neighbor. Walking can be a moment of mindfulness, a way to reconnect with yourself, or a chance to build relationships. It's more than exercise, it's an emotional reset. Still not convinced? Then let me tell you this. Walking can drastically reduce your risk of falling. As we age, balance becomes a major issue. Falls are the #1 cause of serious injury among older adults, but regular walking improves your stability, coordination, and leg strength, all of which help you stay upright and independent. Now, if you're just starting out and wondering how to make walking a habit, start small. Begin with 5 minutes in the morning. Walk to your mailbox. Walk to the end of the street. Build slowly. Don't worry about speed or distance. What matters is that you show up for yourself. Make it part of your daily rhythm, just like brushing your teeth. Set a time, stick to it, and reward yourself for being consistent. And remember, walking is not a chore. It's a gift you give to your future self. There's a saying I often share with my clients: you don't stop walking because you grow old. You grow old because you stop walking. Let that sink in. Your legs are your foundation. Keep them moving, and they will keep you grounded, strong, and free. So now, I want to ask you, what would happen if you started walking today? Not as an obligation, but as a quiet promise to your health, your independence, and your joy? What could change in 30 days, 90 days, 1 year? If you're feeling inspired by this, let me know in the comments. Just write, "I'm walking." Your words might spark someone else to take that first step. And now that you've learned how a simple walk can reshape your future, let's talk about the second golden habit, one that fuels every step you take from the inside out: the power of what you eat. Habit 2, eat smart, live strong. Let me ask you a simple but powerful question. Is your food helping you live longer or slowly stealing years from your life? Most people never consider this, but every bite we take is either feeding our health or fueling disease. And as we age, especially beyond 60, those choices become even more crucial. In my 10 years working with older adults, I've seen people transform not through magic diets, but through small shifts in how they eat. I remember Mr. Samuels, 75, living on frozen meals and soda. "I just eat what's easy," he said. But that easy was costing him his energy, his health, and his independence. After simple changes, water instead of soda, greens instead of canned food, grilled over fried, he lost weight, reduced his medications, and started feeling years younger. His story is proof that you don't need a strict diet to age well. You need smart, consistent choices that work with your body, not against it. Eating healthy doesn't mean eating like a rabbit or counting every calorie. It means eating real, whole foods, colorful vegetables, juicy fruits, lean proteins, whole grains, healthy fats, and lots of water. As we age, our metabolism slows, our digestion gets sensitive, and our bodies absorb fewer nutrients. That's why every meal matters more. What we put on our plate can either fight inflammation, regulate blood sugar, and support brain function, or it can trigger disease. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that a nutrient-rich diet can lower the risk of Alzheimer's by up to 35%. Imagine remembering your grandkids' faces, birthdays, and voices with clarity just because of the food you choose today. Leafy greens like kale, spinach, and Swiss chard are rich in folate, antioxidants, and vitamin K to support brain and bone health. Fatty fish like salmon or mackerel are full of omega-3s that protect the heart and sharpen the mind. Berries like blueberries and strawberries offer antioxidants that fight aging from the inside out. Nuts and seeds provide healthy fats, fiber, and protein in one tiny package, while olive oil and avocados soothe inflammation and promote cellular repair. Even sweet potatoes, beans, and oats play their part in balancing blood sugar and energizing the body. On the other hand, highly processed foods, loaded with added sugars, sodium, and unhealthy fats, speed up aging like a fast-forward button. That drive-through burger or packaged cookie might be convenient, but it's silently draining your energy, stressing your organs, and inviting disease in for a long stay. In fact, regular consumption of processed foods is linked to diabetes, high blood pressure, digestive issues, obesity, and even depression. Then there's hydration, often overlooked, but deeply essential. As we age, our sense of thirst fades, but our body's need for water doesn't. Dehydration can cause fatigue, brain fog, constipation, dry skin, even kidney stress. Drinking enough water, even just small sips throughout the day, can boost your energy, mental clarity, and overall function. Herbal teas like chamomile or peppermint are great alternatives to sugary drinks, offering antioxidants in common every cup. Now, I know what you're thinking. Where do I even start? Start small. You don't have to flip your diet overnight. Replace one soda with a glass of water. Swap white bread for whole grain. Add a handful of berries to your morning oatmeal. Cook at home once more this week than you did last week. These aren't dramatic changes, but they compound. And soon, they become second nature. I always remind my clients, you're not just eating to stay alive. You're eating to live well. The food you choose today affects your mood, your memory, your energy tomorrow. It's not just about weight, it's about quality of life. Because when you eat better, you move better, you sleep better, you think clearer, you age slower, and yes, you even smile more. If this resonates with you, leave a comment below saying fuel up. Let me know what change you're ready to make starting today. Your decision may inspire someone else who needs that same nudge. So now that we've explored how to fuel your body, let's focus on something equally essential, how to nourish your mind. Because your brain, just like your heart and muscles, needs stimulation to stay strong. And in our next habit, we'll uncover simple ways to keep your memory sharp, your creativity alive, and your spirit deeply engaged. Habit 3. Keep your mind active. Have you ever walked into a room, forgotten why you were there, then laughed it off by saying, "Must be my age"? We all do it. But what if I told you that forgetfulness isn't just a side effect of getting older? It's often a symptom of a brain that's been left idle. Your muscles weaken if you stop using them. And your brain? It's no different. The truth is, one of the most overlooked yet powerful habits for healthy aging is keeping your mind active every single day. I remember one of my patients, Richard, who was 76 when we first met. He was a retired teacher, sharp and full of stories, but he confessed that retirement had left him mentally restless. "I used to be surrounded by students, discussions, ideas," he said. "Now, my mind just feels dull." Together, we made a plan. Instead of letting his brain coast, we challenged it. He started with crossword puzzles, then joined a local book club, and eventually picked up an old dream, learning to play the piano. 3 months in, he called me and said, "I feel more alive now than I have in years." And it showed. His memory improved, his focus sharpened, and his energy came back. Science backs this up. According to the National Institute on Aging, engaging your brain regularly with mentally stimulating activities, reading, puzzles, learning new skills, can slow down cognitive decline and may even delay the onset of dementia and Alzheimer's. Just like physical exercise strengthens the body, mental exercise strengthens the brain. It's called neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to adapt, grow, and form new connections no matter your age. So how do you tap into this? You don't need to enroll in a university course or study advanced math unless you want to. It starts with simple, meaningful daily choices. Try reading a chapter of a book each morning, or set aside 10 minutes to solve a logic puzzle or Sudoku. These activities challenge your working memory and logic skills, keeping your neurons firing and your mind alert. Another powerful way to stimulate your brain is by learning something new. It could be a language you've always wanted to speak, a musical instrument gathering dust in the attic, or even a new recipe. The act of learning forces the brain out of autopilot and into growth mode. Don't worry about being perfect. Learning is the goal, not mastery. And let's not forget the power of social engagement. Holding meaningful conversations, debating ideas, telling stories, these aren't just enjoyable pastimes. They're cognitive workouts. When you listen and respond, your brain processes language, memory, emotion, and problem-solving all at once. Research from Stanford University has shown that older adults who engage in regular social interaction have better memory and cognitive health compared to those who remain isolated. So whether it's calling an old friend, joining a community class, or playing cards with neighbors, connect, speak, laugh, and engage. Another technique that's gaining more recognition is mindfulness and meditation. Taking 5 to 10 minutes a day to breathe deeply, be still, and observe your thoughts can dramatically improve mental clarity, reduce stress, and enhance memory. It may seem simple, but training your attention is like lifting weights for your prefrontal cortex. Now, you might be thinking, I'm not a reader, or I don't like puzzles. That's okay. The key is to find what challenges you. If you've always loved storytelling, try writing a memoir. If you enjoy visuals, try painting or photography. If you're a hands-on person, learn how to fix something around the house. Mental activity doesn't have to be traditional, it just needs to be engaging. The best part? You're never too old to start. The brain retains the ability to learn and adapt at any age if you give it the chance. And even just 15 minutes a day can add up to huge benefits over time. Better focus, sharper memory, a clearer sense of purpose. So here's your challenge. Pick one activity today that stretches your mind. Just one. And commit to doing it daily for the next 30 days. Comment below with the words "mind on" to let me know you're in, and to inspire others who need a little push. Because staying mentally active isn't just about protecting your brain, it's about living fully, thinking clearly, feeling connected, making decisions with confidence, and experiencing the joy of learning and discovery at any age. And now that we've strengthened the mind, it's time to turn our attention back to the body, but in a different way. Because the next habit isn't about walking or cardio. It's about rebuilding the muscles that protect your bones, prevent falls, and help you stay independent. Let's talk about strength, real strength. Habit 4, do strength training. Have you ever noticed how some older adults seem to shrink, not just in height, but in presence? Their steps become slower, their backs more hunched, and once simple tasks like standing up or carrying groceries suddenly feel like climbing a mountain. That change isn't just aging. In most cases, it's something far more preventable and even reversible. It's called muscle loss, and it's why strength training is one of the most powerful habits you can build as you age. By the time we reach our 50s and 60s, we begin to lose muscle at a rate of 1 to 2% per year. This condition, known as sarcopenia, silently erodes our ability to move, lift, balance, and live independently. But here's the good news. It's never too late to fight back. In fact, research from the American College of Sports Medicine shows that seniors who engage in regular strength training can rebuild muscle, increase bone density, improve balance, and significantly reduce their risk of falls and fractures, all with just 2 or 3 sessions per week. Let me tell you about Margaret. She was 81 when she joined a beginner strength class I was running at a community center. Frail, cautious, and a little skeptical. She told me, "I just don't want to end up needing a walker." We started slow, chair squats, light weights, wall push-ups. By week 4, Margaret was doing more reps than women half her age. By month 3, she was walking faster, sleeping better, and no longer needed help carrying her groceries. Her confidence soared. She once whispered to me, "I feel strong again." And that, to me, is the true gift of strength training. Now, don't let the term strength training intimidate you. You don't need to bench press heavy weights or join a flashy gym. Strength training can be as simple as using your own body weight. Squats with a chair, leg lifts on the edge of your bed, push-ups against a wall, lifting soup cans like dumbbells. These small, consistent movements make a huge difference over time. What matters isn't how much weight you lift, but how regularly you challenge your muscles. Why is this so critical as we age? Because muscle isn't just about looks, it's about function. Strong muscles help us get out of chairs, climb stairs, open jars, lift laundry baskets. and keep our balance. Without them, our risk of falls and fractures skyrockets. According to the National Institute on Aging, 1 in 4 Americans over 65 falls each year, and those falls can lead to hospital stays, long-term disability, or worse. Strength training helps protect you from that. It stabilizes your joints, reinforces your bones, and improves posture and coordination. It even supports better blood sugar control and heart health. And yes, strength training also benefits the mind. Studies show that regular resistance exercise boosts mood, reduces anxiety, and enhances brain function. It triggers the release of powerful chemicals like endorphins and BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which support memory, learning, and resilience. So when you lift something heavy, you're not just building biceps, you're building brain power, too. If you're new to strength training, start where you are. Begin with bodyweight movements. Focus on form over intensity. Try 5 chair squats, 10 arm curls with water bottles, or holding a plank for 10 seconds. Rest, then repeat. Aim for 2 to 3 days per week, giving your muscles time to recover. As you build confidence, you can increase the number of repetitions or move to resistance bands and light hand weights. Remember, progress is personal. You're not competing with anyone but yesterday's version of yourself. And if you're worried about safety, talk to your doctor before starting. Most people, even those with arthritis or chronic illness, can benefit from properly guided strength work. In fact, for many conditions like osteoporosis, diabetes, and joint pain, strength training is often one of the most recommended treatments. Here's the bottom line. You may not control getting older, but you can absolutely control how you age. Strength isn't just for the young. It's for the wise. It's for those who still want to lift their grandchildren, carry their own shopping bags, dance at their 80th birthday party, and do it with pride. Don't let aging be the reason you stop doing what you love. Let strength training be the reason you keep doing it longer. If this message speaks to you, drop a comment below that says, "I choose strength." And if you've already started your strength journey, share one thing that's changed for you. Your experience might just inspire someone else watching this to finally take that first, courageous step. Now that we've built physical strength, let's talk about something just as vital, emotional and social strength. Because even the strongest body needs connection. And our final golden habit might just be the most underestimated of them all. Habit 5, stay socially connected. Have you ever felt lonely in a crowded room? Like you're surrounded by people, but somehow still disconnected? That quiet ache isn't just emotional, it's biological. And for older adults, loneliness is far more than a passing feeling. It's a serious health risk. In fact, research now shows that social isolation is as dangerous to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Surprising? It should be. Because connection is not just something we enjoy, it's something we need to survive. Over my 10 years of working with seniors, I've seen something remarkable. The people who live the longest, happiest, and most fulfilling lives aren't always the ones with the best genes or the cleanest diets. They're the ones who stay connected, who laugh with friends, share stories, give hugs, ask questions, and simply show up for life. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She was 84 when she lost her husband of 60 years. For a while, she withdrew. She stopped going to her church group, avoided phone calls, and barely left the house. When I visited her during a check-in, she looked tired, not just physically, but spiritually. "I feel invisible," she said. That moment hit me hard. So, we came up with a small plan. Eleanor would attend one community center event a week. At first, she sat quietly in the back. But over time, she began joining conversations. She signed up for a painting class. She even led a trivia night once. 6 months later, she looked like a new person, smiling, engaging, energized. "It saved me," she told me. "Being seen again, it brought me back to life." Eleanor's story is not unique. Social connection improves not only emotional health, but also physical resilience. According to the University of California, seniors with strong social ties live up to 50% longer than those who are isolated. Why? Because connection boosts immune function, reduces stress hormones, lowers the risk of depression, and even protects brain health. The simple act of having a conversation can stimulate memory, sharpen language skills, and engage multiple areas of the brain, all in real time. So how do you build or rebuild social connections, especially if you've been isolated for a while? Start small. Call a friend or family member you haven't spoken to in a while. Join a club, a support group, or a local library event. Say yes to that lunch invitation. Offer to volunteer. Even online communities can create meaningful bonds. Connection doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be real. And don't underestimate the power of shared purpose. Many older adults find joy in mentoring younger people, sharing wisdom, or simply being a good listener. This sense of being needed, of matching, can lift self-worth and create lasting impact. You are not a burden. You are a well of lived experience that others can drink from. If physical limitations make it hard to get out, use technology to your advantage. FaceTime, Zoom, WhatsApp, these tools aren't just for teenagers. They're bridges. And like any bridge, they get easier to cross the more often you do it. Set a recurring virtual coffee chat. Attend an online book club. Share a recipe with your grandchild over video call. Connection is not defined by distance. It's defined by presence. Now let's address something real, vulnerability. Many seniors feel embarrassed to admit they're lonely. But loneliness is not a weakness. It's a signal, your body and spirit telling you that you need warmth, laughter, belonging. Ignoring it only makes it louder. Answering it, even in small ways, can change everything. So today, I want to challenge you to reach out. Just one person, a neighbor, an old friend, a sibling. Call them, write them, knock on their door. And if you feel brave, comment below with the words, "I'm reconnecting." Let others know they're not alone. Your story might be the light someone else needs to see their way out of the dark. Because here's the truth. No matter how strong your muscles are, no matter how well you eat or how sharp your memory is, without connection, none of it feels whole. We are wired to love, to be loved, and to belong. Staying socially engaged isn't just about extending life, it's about expanding it. And as we come to the end of these 5 golden habits, I want to leave you with this. Health in old age isn't just about what you avoid, it's about what you embrace. Movement, nourishment, curiosity, strength, and connection. What if growing older wasn't about slowing down, but about stepping into your strongest, most powerful self? What if the later years of your life weren't the end of your story, but the beginning of a richer, wiser, and more vibrant chapter? Too often, aging is painted as a decline. Less energy, less memory, less freedom. But in truth, aging can be a time of becoming more focused, more fulfilled, more connected. Because your health in old age isn't determined by luck or genetics alone. It's shaped by choices. It's built from habits. And the 5 golden habits you've just learned about, walking daily, eating well, keeping your mind active, building physical strength, and staying socially connected, aren't just recommendations. They are proven pathways to a longer, better life. Not someday. Starting now. I've spent over a decade working with older adults, and I've seen it again and again. Transformation doesn't begin with age, it begins with intention. It starts when someone decides that their story isn't over, that they still have value, purpose, and strength to gain. Like the woman who couldn't climb stairs without pain, but 6 weeks into strength training, was dancing again. Or the gentleman who was afraid he'd lose his memory, but instead rediscovered joy through books and music. These stories are real, and they're reminders that you are capable of so much more than you've been told. But nothing changes without action. And the best time to begin isn't tomorrow, it's today. If you've made it this far in the video, it means something inside you is ready. Ready to move, to grow, to reconnect. So ask yourself, which habit will you start with? Maybe you'll lace up your shoes tomorrow morning for a 10-minute walk. Maybe you'll choose a colorful, nourishing lunch instead of something processed. Maybe you'll dust off a puzzle, join a local club, or lift a small weight to feel your body working again. Maybe, just maybe, you'll call someone you haven't spoken to in a while and say, "I miss you." These aren't small actions. They are powerful decisions, and they add up, day by day, into a life filled with strength, clarity, and joy. So I invite you right now, pause for a moment, and comment below. Let me in this community know, what's the first habit you'll embrace? Just write one sentence. "I'm starting today," or "I choose to walk every morning," or "I'm reconnecting with my old friend." Your words might be exactly what someone else needs to take that first step themselves. And if this video moved you, even a little, please take a second to click the like button. It helps this message reach more people who need it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell. I release videos like this every week, videos grounded in science, guided by experience, and created with love and hope for people just like you. Because I believe you deserve more than survival. You deserve to thrive. You deserve to wake up feeling strong, to move through your day with purpose, and to go to bed proud of the life you're still building. And that life isn't behind you, it's right in front of you. You just have to claim it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for choosing yourself. And thank you for investing time in something that matters, you. You could have watched anything, but you stayed with me through this journey, and I don't take that lightly. Wherever you are right now, know this: your story isn't finished. It's just getting started, and it's going to be incredible.